Hi everyone, welcome and thanks for joining me for the perfect planter. So the class that we're going to be working on today is kind of coming up with your perfect little succulent bowl. And why I think this is the most perfect planter is because you don't have to water it, you don't have to take care of it because it's fake. So we have some really great floral stems at Michael's that are fake but look really real. So I'm excited to show you all the tools and tips and tricks that I can give you to come up with your perfect planter. So I saw in the chat that some people are here watching from lots of different places. I saw someone from Pennsylvania, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. And I also wanted to tell you a little bit about a couple of upcoming classes that I have too. So I'm going to be teaching how to make these really fun, chunky blankets next week on Thursday. So we'll put that in the chat if you're interested in signing up for that. I'm going to be teaching classes on Thursdays and Fridays all through March and all through February. So I'd love for you to join me. I'm just going to dabble in lots of different crafts and try out lots of different things. So if you're interested in any of them, please pop in and watch them on the video replays if you can't make it to class on time. We're always happy to see you watching and crafting along with us. So thanks for joining us. Let me tell you some about some of the supplies that we're going to need for today. So if you don't mind switching to the other camera view, I can show you some things. This is the planter we're going to be working on, and some of the things in the planter, about 3 to 5 different succulents would be kind of what you want. And I recommend picking some different variations in the succulents. So maybe something a little bit longer and flowy, something a little shorter and stubby, something that kind of fills up some of the space. And then of course, our really beautiful succulents called the I think they're called Echeveria. Yeah, Echeveria. So these Echeveria plants are really beautiful and they come naturally in pastel colors. And so they just really fit in with spring to make something really beautiful. So again, I wanted to remind you of our Instagram at Learn with Michaels. So if you make a planter, I would love to see what planter you make today. And if you don't mind sharing that, you can tag us. Personally, my Instagram is 4M Coleman. So if you ever want to see what I'm up to, I'm always crafting something new and different. Crochet, floral arrangements, painting, all sorts of things. So feel free to follow along with that. And then also, again, if you make anything, I'd love to see it. So you can use one of our hashtags in order to kind of get my attention so that I can see it. You will want to start with a bowl. So at Michael's right now, these 6-inch planters come in a wide variety of colors. They're really pretty. So there's some whites, there's I think there's a yellow, there's a green, there's a purple. There's lots of different colors of these planters, and there are different sizes. So today in class, I'm going to use a 6-inch planter, but you're welcome to get a bigger one or a smaller one. And then, like I said, you are going to want some picks. So picks in floral arranging talk is just little stems of different floral. So in this case, it's one pick is a whole bunch of these little succulents, or one pick might be something like this, which is a beautiful succulent with a lot more of that fleshy part. All of these that I'm showing you right now are fake, but they absolutely look gorgeous. Then you can have something with more interest that might be a little bit more spiky or have some actual movement to them, whereas this one is definitely not going to give you much movement. It's just going to sit there and look beautiful. You can also have, I think this one in real life is called the burro's tail. You can kind of picture that being at the end of a donkey. But this burro's tail is another really beautiful succulent that has some nice natural color to it. Let's see what else. These are really popular in succulents. They're called air plants. So you've probably seen these before. And what's awesome about air plants in real life, the real ones, not just these fake ones, is you really don't have to water air plants very much at all. So they don't have any roots and they don't need soil to grow, which is very different than most plants. So they can just go into a little bowl and you might just need to mist them every once in a while and they're good to go. But with these, you don't even need to mist them because they're fake. So that's even more fun. I also saw in this aisle right now, it's like when you walk down this aisle, it's all beautiful colors, it's pastels, and you're gonna see whole baskets full of all different colors and kinds of succulents and greenery that you can kind of use. So these are some ferns, which I think are also really pretty with some extra tones of blues and yellows. And you can get large size succulents or you can get smaller size succulents. And it's nice to play around with the different sizes and shapes also. And then of course you're going to need some foam to kind of set up a base in here. So if you have some sort of block of foam, maybe Ashland and Floracraft both have some nice foam. Or if you have a perfect circle foam that's going to fit into here, you can do that too. But I'm going to show you how to cut this down and fit it in. What I like to do is because the planter is pretty deep, I'm going to use foam to push the planter up. And then I'm going to not need as many rocks and I'm not going to need as much of my reindeer moss in order to kind of fill the space. So speaking of rocks and reindeer moss, what's awesome too right now is in this aisle with all the beautiful succulents, they have rocks that match almost all the different color stories. So if you have a green planter, maybe you want green rocks, or maybe you want white rocks, or maybe you want purple rocks. They have a lot of different colors of rocks. They have a lot of different colors of moss. So any kind of reindeer moss or any kind of like, if you happen to have from other projects, any of this kind of reindeer moss would really work well. You can pick and choose the colors. If you want a more natural color, or if you want a color a little bit more stand out-ish, you can do that too. So I think I'm ready to get started now that I've kind of shown you the ropes of all the things I have laid out here. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fit this foam to my planter. So if you have any questions and you happen to be watching along right now, please let me know in the chat and I'll slow down, I'll repeat things, I'll answer questions, whatever you need in order to help you make the perfect planter also. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap this foam. And obviously this brick is not a perfect size for this circle. So I'm going to show you how to make it work. If you have circular foam, this foam is a pretty standard brick size. You can get away with using only like a 1-inch instead of a 2-inch foam. That would be fine too, because this is a pretty hefty depth for a planter. This is a real planter too, because it has these drainage holes. So if you wanted to use these with real plants, you could. You definitely need to check for real holes if you're going to use them with real plants. But again, for us, this perfect planter doesn't need any water. So I'm taking this brick and I'm about to just push down on it. We're going to get some interesting ASMR sounds today. And so you'll notice that I made that indentation in the foam. So you can keep going and you can push this down depending on how strong your styrofoam is. You might be able to push all the way through, but if at some point you don't want to push it all the way through, you can switch over to an X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors or something like that to continue cutting it down to size. So that now that I have this outline, I snapped off this side after kind of tracing along that line with my X-Acto knife. Apologies to people who don't like foam. That sound isn't for everybody. So now I have this piece that I have purposely kind of shaped to be able to fit in. And that can be enough, and we could stop there. But if you want to, you can put a couple more slices over here, because what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to add a layer of rocks and I'm going to add a layer of moss. And obviously I don't want all my rocks to collect in these empty spaces. I want my rocks to be able to lay somewhere so that I can actually see, since they are so pretty. You want to be able to see them too. So I can take these extra slices and see what I can do to fit them in. You can kind of shave them down. Now, if people at home are watching along with me, I would love to hear what kind of colors you want to see in this bowl. I have some really pretty pinks. I have some really pretty greens. I have some blue greens. I have some, here's another giant pink. I have some purpley blues. So you can either make this a monochromatic bowl where they're all kind of in the same color family and just different variations of it, or you can go for a really rainbow kind of color with lots of different colors. So if anyone's watching and want to kind of give me some guidance of what color, my first choice I'm going to make after the styrofoam is what color rocks. Do I want to use white, purple, or black? So if you're watching along and you want to give me your opinion, white, purple, or black, let me know while I'm going to keep cutting down this styrofoam and fitting it in. Depending on, ooh, I got a couple of votes, so let's wait and see if more people have ideas. And I'm kind of shaving this down myself also. Didn't know I was going to shave styrofoam today, but here I am. Maybe a little bit more before I go ahead and shove that in. So at this point, because of the styrofoam I'm using, I'm able to just kind of go along the edge and shave it down. Once even more. There we go. I think that was it. I'm working out today. All right, and I am going to do a little bit of a sliver for the other side. I always keep a trash can handy next to my crafting station because I do tend to make a mess. So in the chat, I see some people saying purple. So I am going to start with some of the purple rocks, and then we can see what color plants we want to add in. So this is a really good base for me with this styrofoam. I'm going to take a second and clear this up into my trash. If you have big scraps, save them. Okay. And if you don't want to use styrofoam, another idea of what you could do is you could use sand. We have lots of different colored sand. You could also use even more rocks that you could kind of fill that space up with those rocks or with the sand rather than having the styrofoam. So we are going to use some purple rocks. So this is a really cute little kit. These are also great at the bottom of bud vases. So if you're going to use some faux floral to create a bud vase, these are really nice for that too. So you're going to see that I'm going to put the rocks towards one side. I'm not going to cover the entire bottom with these rocks. I'm going to do about halfway with these. And I love that already. It's really pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to pick some moss. And I'm kind of thinking I'm going to go towards this light green moss. You could also use white. You could use red, depending on how vibrant you want. So I'm going to use this moss to kind of give me a cover with some of the styrofoam over here. And it would be fine for your moss to kind of dangle off the side of the planter. And if at any point you feel like you want to use hot glue, probably wait until the very end, but you can use a little bit of hot glue to kind of keep it in the places that you want it to be. So the foam that I used is pretty high. In this planter, I have a little bit more depth because I had some of that. The foam was not quite 2 inches, it was more like a 1 inch. And now we're ready to pick out some of our other stems to go in. I really like these ones. It's kind of almost like a jade sort of plant. I'm also really enjoying this darker green, kind of going with our greens and purples. But let me show you a couple more options. Where we have this light purple, that might look nice with those rocks. One of these bigger purple plants. So let me know if you have strong opinions. That's pretty. I kind of think I'm going to go with this light purple, this darker green, and maybe this green plant too. So I have a couple of different dimensions. I also have this air plant that could go well in here too. So we'll start and see. And the great thing is I can always pull the pieces apart and try different combinations. So another tool that it would be nice for you to have for this project is some sort of wire cutters. Because these are all faux floral, all of this down here is a wire. And so they give you a couple places on the floral to have some cuts. You definitely don't want to leave it this longer stem because it's not going to fit into your planter and it's going to give you too much above the foam and it's not going to look very realistic. So you can either pop off the top and just use the top portion, or you can cut it down at one of these cutting points, and then you can just poke it into the foam and see if that's where you like it. And again, you can keep playing around with that and take it back out of the foam and place it somewhere else if you would like to. Then I have this lovely lighter purple color too. So again, you can either pop this top off and just have the top of it kind of hovering, or you can cut the stem down with a wire cutter. And then that still gives you a little bit of space to poke it into the styrofoam. I love working with odd numbers. So you probably don't want to stop at 2. It would be nice to have a 3 or a 5. So that's where this last part I'm going to kind of play with. And then this also gives you a new height. So right now this is kind of a flat planter, but this is going to add some extra dimension by bringing it up. So this is more of what we call a stem rather than a pick. Usually a pick just has one flower on it or one piece of greenery. A pick has a couple of different stems inside of it. A stem has a couple of different picks inside of it. So you can pull apart each one of these picks by using your wire cutters. And you can get a couple different pieces, which is nice because then they don't have to clump all in one place. You can kind of space them out. And again, you'll notice on this plant, it has these cutting spots, which are nice places for your wire cutters to go in and snip. So I kept this as a chunk to kind of give us some height, and I can push this down. I like that. It's really nice. And then see how there's still some space that I'm going to want to fill in, which is nice that I cut this apart because then I can kind of spread that out and get that same feel to travel along more of the space. So I kind of like this already. Chanel, do you mind switching to my front camera? And then I can show you kind of what this looks like from the front. So from the front, you can see all of this up taller. So it's giving you this beautiful space in front with the colors with the rocks. Then you have these nice 2 succulents and you have something a little bit higher. Let me show you on the other one too, that it's a little deeper into the dish, but it has these rocks in it. And then I had a little bit more of a flow and I had 2 succulents, and then I had the air plant at the back that's kind of giving me some extra height into this planter. So let me go back over to the other camera. And this is our first arrangement, but I'd love to keep playing along with you and show you some different things. So I'm actually going to kind of tear it apart. I know it's hard, but it's part of the creation process. I'm going to kind of tear this apart and try some different color combinations just to show you some more of what you can do with these. So I also have this really interesting, more spiky succulent that has this pinkish color. So I'm going to kind of take some of these pieces, since I have this really pretty planter. I'm going to take some of these pieces out and I'm going to mix and match and show you some different options. So maybe this time we don't want the green reindeer moss. We can try a different color. I saw someone say in the chat that they thought red could be fun. And I agree. I think red could be fun too. I'm going to clear my purple rocks and I'm going to kind of start over and show you a whole nother planter. Have fun with it, try out lots of things, and then come up with your favorite. So this time, should I do black rocks or white rocks? So let me know in the chat if I should use some black rocks or some white rocks. Ooh, black. Any other votes? I have some black moss too, and I have some red moss. I think this is going to be, ooh, yes, a little more Gothic-like, which I am here for. So I'm going to go ahead and spill some of these black rocks onto the surface to give us a nice new base to work with and some new colors to play with. Last time, I'm going to fill about half of the styrofoam with the black rock, and look how nicely they shine. They look really sharp, really edgy, very cool look to it. About halfway across. Just giving myself a nice cover. You can add as many or as little as you want. And then I think I'm going to throw down some of this red moss. Oh yeah. I love this already. So we have great Halloween collections. I hope you know by now. Michael's is the place to go for Halloween decorations. We have some really cool, very Gothic, very just beautiful collections of home decor. And when it comes to be that time, there'll definitely be some floral out that you could add to a planter like this too. So far we have our white planter, we have our black rocks, we have some red. I think we need something very spiky. Possibly this one. I think I might go huge and just see what happens. So this is a much longer stem that I'm going to need to cut down. So I think I'm going to go pretty far down. And a lot of stems have like a plastic casing, and then you can see the wire inside of that. So that wire will help you, that if you want to use the stem to help you arrange it, you can. Ooh. I mean, this is like the whole planter, but I'm still in love with it. I love this. I love this already. All right, we need a little bit more. Let's see what else we can add to it, but I really like this a lot. That's cool. That's beautiful. Maybe one of these, we'll try it, see if we like it. We could do something sandy. We could try our friend the air plant. Now this air plant has a pretty intense stem. This wire is very thick, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go through. Oh, yep, look at that. So I went ahead and took off the wire from this, and I'm going to kind of push it down. I love. Thank you for participating in the chat and helping me make decisions. This is going really well. Cool. And you can stop here. I mean, you could easily stop here, and I think it would be beautiful. Let's see if I have anything else I want to try out. We do have these ferns. The fern is kind of cool to add. It kind of takes away from the deserty feel. I do have some of the burro's tail I was telling you about. So let me take off one of these and kind of see if I can put it back here to give some dangle in the back of this planter. Let's see if that works. So this burro's tail succulent looks like it's a whole bunch of wires put together. So I can kind of untwist them and use them each separately. Wow, so strong. Or I can just cut them apart. That might be easier too. Then I have this to play with. Ooh, yeah, I like that. So I have a couple of different pieces I can kind of dangle off the back of the planter. Kind of a like stay away from me plant. Don't mess with me plant. And I really like that too. So we have the air plant, we have a couple of succulents, and then we have these other interesting shapes that are called like burro's tails. And we have one more. At this point, because I did take that stem off, I probably would go ahead and hot glue this. But for now, I'm going to push it pretty deep into. And then again, Chanel, if you don't mind, switching to the other camera. And I can show you from the front. Ooh, with this planter. I probably should have let the foam go a little bit lower, but I love this one. It's sharp. It is brighter, darker colors. And then like we said, on the back, it kind of is hanging down with some of these, but I really like the way that this looks. So that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you come back and watch this again and maybe get some of these materials and try it out for yourself. Obviously, there's lots of stories to tell with all these different colors. So you can go pastel and spring and beautiful, or you can go leave me alone and don't touch me succulent. So both of these are really awesome choices. And I'm so glad that you took the time to watch this with me today. Please come back and join me for some other fun crafts, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for coming.